Hey everybody, welcome to our team call today. What is up? There are no slides. For those of you that are on every single week and you're like, what? We always start with recognition. We certainly can. We just don't have all the housekeeping slides. I'm just going to cover the couple things that I know, and then we're going to do some wins of the week, and then we're just going to break it down and do some hot seat Q&A. Make sure you guys feel really confident about your direction this November. And also just be here to answer any questions and mastermind with the crew. First thing I just found out today is that we are doing the additional SC point for the total solution packs with the BOD annual. So for those of you that have been on the team, you're familiar with that already. It's the same thing we've been running for the past month or so. For those of you new to the team, essentially, anytime you sell the total solution pack to a new customer, you get 2 Success Club points. For the month of November, if you sell the total solution pack that has the annual of BODI, not just the trial month, you get a 3rd Success Club point. So technically, this month, you really only need 2 people to be in Success Club if you're selling that total solution pack. But don't forget, like, as exciting as that is to get into Success Club, by helping only 2 people this month, you're not building your business any faster. You're building your business a little bit slower. So the way I look at it is it's like a really fun way to get our SC points even higher. And like, if you've ever been like, I want to be at the top of the board, it's like the easy way to get at the top of the board right now. Yeah, the $20 promo code, I'm just checking the chat box. That's good all the way through December. So your promo code is your first name in caps, TSP20. And those of you that are new to the team, if you don't have your promo code yet, you can do total solution, all in caps, total solution, and the number 20, all one word. And that'll be for your customers to input at checkout on the checkout screen. The very end, it'll say promo code line. They put that in, and they'll get $20 off any total solution pack with $149 or higher. Kayla asked if there's a delay on the 3rd point. There generally has been. I know this past month they updated it like every 7 days or something like that. So if you see in your Coach Online office that your customer has checked out with something that you should have gotten that 3rd Success Club point for, you can always just send a quick inquiry to Coach Relations. But hopefully, if they're going to do the delay again like that, hopefully I'll get like a list or a chart of what days they're updating it. But just keep your eyeballs on your organization and your customer office so you can be on top of that. Okay, all of that shared, those are like the big things we have going on. I think most of you know for the month of November, we have Healthy Obsession. And then for those of you on the team, obviously you're all on the team, but that have opted to do the SYSOF test group for Healthy Obsession. The prep week for that test group is starting now, and the test group kicks off next week officially with day 1 with Healthy Obsession. So those of you that are doing, or your clients might want to opt in to do Healthy Obsession on BODI. It starts November 7th. It will be airing Monday through Friday, every single day at 12 p.m. PST. Obviously, if you're a client or you can't get on live, you will be able to access it on demand. I believe they'll be building out an independent rail for it, but I'm not sure yet. And then for those of you that are not doing Healthy Obsession specifically, the body block for this month also starts on November 7th. What is a body block? It's just simply a 21-day challenge, 5 days a week, 2 days of rest, workouts on BODI. If you Google FAQ body block beach body, it will pull up the different calendars. Right now we have like Ride It, Build It, Burn It. I also have one in the Sweat and Soul Studio you can grab that's done a little bit prettier. And they also have them in your Coach Online office. So you can check there as well. Okay, that all shared. Let's do some wins of the week or wins of October. And I won't kick it off, but I definitely want to participate. So who wants to share a win? Kayla.
So I hit, as long as Coach Relations works out, because I'm behind a point for a delayed order, but I was at SC0 as of yesterday morning and should be SC5 by 10 o'clock that night, because I made it a point that I didn't want to miss out. And I just reached out to like everyone and anyone, and I had 2 people, one fill out a full pack and one get the the baseline. And I hit my goal for the end of last month, and that'll be the 4th month in a row now that I've hit SC Club. Like that I've been making it a point to try and stay consistent with that.
I love it. Congratulations to you. And it's such a testament to like what can happen when you're pushing all the way up to the final hour. Like I know sometimes, and we're not all fired up all day, every day, all month long, right? But if you catch yourself near the end of the month and you're like, or even if you catch yourself mid-month and you're like, whoa, I'm not pulling weight where I need to pull weight. It is incredible what you can get done in a small period of time, especially when you're consistent. So Kayla, I'm sure some of the people, like you said, you've had 4 months now in Success Club. So these are probably people that you've been talking to over the past few months as well, have planted the seed with. So generally you have to plant the seed with someone like 8 to 17 times in this day and age before they're going to pull the trigger. So big kudos to you. Big kudos. Who else wants to share some wins?
I'll share a win. Can you guys hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, tell me if you can hear me. One win is, okay, so I started week 2 of gut protocol yesterday. It was Halloween. But I've been doing really good with that. I lost like 3 or 4 pounds in 1 week, which means that's not weight, that's like inflammation and swelling and stuff. And I feel like amazing. And I felt like crap before because I was like on vacation and everything. So I feel really good about that. The other thing is like I haven't been perfect, but I've been like very close to perfect, but with intention, not out of like, I can't have this, you know what I mean? And it feels really good. And that's what I'm really have been trying to share, like on social and like in real life with people. And like last night I did have 1 glass of wine, but it wasn't like oh my gosh, I'm so stressed, I like have to binge on something. It was like I thought about it, made a choice. It was just one. Like that's awesome. That's how I want to live, and that's what I'm trying to share with people. So I feel really aligned with that. Also, I feel good. So there's that. And then I got my first, like, well, she hasn't signed up yet, but one of my clients from last month, who's just a random internet person, referred her sister to me, and her sister just messaged me and was like, can I sign up? And don't worry, I did the coach, like, ask the client if she wants to do the coach thing. And she said, not right now, but maybe later. And I feel really good about that because obviously they feel like what they're doing is working. If she referred her sister and her sister like doesn't even know me and was like, well, sign up. So
Awesome. Okay. I know everybody's like, wait, what? Because it was broken up. But we got the gist of it. It's awesome. Congratulations to you. And also I want to give Holly a major shout out as well. She saved her diamond like a week ago, and she has been super, super consistent. She hit Success Club All-Star last month, has been really consistent in her business, never drops her diamond, and balances her day job as a nurse and being a mom and all that. And so just kudos to you for freaking rocking it and leaning in and building your team. And I love that you're doing the gut protocol. I mentioned it because you guys, one of the seeds I wanted to plant was for you to look at the calendar for the rest of this month and even for December, and look at where the holidays fall. Because one of the things that I run into every single year, and you'll start running into in this business if you're new to this business, is you will see like right after Thanksgiving, for example, like the Monday after, everybody's like, oh, I feel like crap. I wish I had something I could do right now, right? To feel better, because they basically started their Thanksgiving celebrations on like Wednesday or Thursday. And it was food, leftovers, families, engagements, it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then by Monday, they're feeling like crap. So like the gut protocol would be something fantastic to be leading if you're not sure what you want to lead, or you want to do a couple challenges, you want to layer something in mid-month, or if you're doing the gut protocol, right after Thanksgiving would be a good time to lead one of those groups. And also that way you could be selling it now at the beginning of the month so that your client gets their Shakeology and everything in time so that they can start day one on like the 28th. So just a thought, but look at the calendar for December and consider those same things. Also, I want to read the chat box before we continue the wins to make sure everybody gets a chance to share their win. So Erica Gibson said, her daughter's sleeping. She said she hit SC12 last month and Emerald this month. So Erica's already got her 2 PCs lined up. So literally this Thursday. So just so you guys know, if you're newer to the team, rank advancements happen at the beginning of our new bonus week. So our bonus week, meaning like pay week. So our pay week ends Wednesday night, starts Thursday morning. So promotions happen Thursday morning. So our coach online office won't turn your rank over until then. So this Thursday, she's going to be an Emerald coach, which is really exciting. She's a month 2 success starter. I added that in for you because you forgot to add that in. And she said her biggest win this past month was her mindset. She heard a lot of no's and smiled through them. And kudos to you, because I'll tell you, you're going to hear more no's than yeses, but the no's get you closer to the yeses. And the people that say no now are going to be, a lot of those people are going to be the people who eventually sign up with you. So major congratulations to you, Erica. It's so fun to watch you freaking rock your launch. And then Jessica Amorosa said she can't unmute right now because she's at work. All her October enrollments were because of in-person conversations and connections. That's fantastic. Feels so good. I have 3 coaches doing the test group with me. I have so much energy around this. I've always wanted to be in a test group. Freaking baller. And I love that. And you guys always remember, this is a relationship business till the day is done. This is a person-to-person business. And network marketing always started that way. We didn't have digital media like this, right? Like network marketing started as like, Tupperware parties at people's houses. I'm sure you've been to parties like that where people share jewelry or what have you. That relationship, that person-to-person interaction is so fundamental. And what we've done with network marketing over the years is obviously it's adapted to our digital age. And so we're socially selling, but on a 2-dimensional level where the people you're talking to don't necessarily have that same degree of know, like, and trust factor, like the people you literally know, like, and trust. So it does take a little bit longer to build the connections on the gram or on Facebook and to build that foundation. So stay consistent, but don't forget the people that are right outside your bedroom window or right outside, that are literally living in your telephone and that are your family and friends members, because that's where this business starts. Okay, who else wants to share? I'll share one more win because Jessie's on this call too. So Jessie just joined the team. She basically just launched her business on October 15th. It was funny, we were just chatting, so I know the date. So literally like 2 weeks in, she hit SC4 in her business. She signed up her first 2 PCs and she's going to be an Emerald also on this Thursday. So huge congrats to you. I'm really excited for her. You guys will get to know Jessie. She's an absolute baller. She's had an incredible transformation and follows To Be mindset. And I've known her. She was actually one of the first people that ever supported me. I told her this recently. She's one of the first people that ever supported me in growing my business. So I'm going to tell you a little story because this can be my win. You can be my win, Jessie. When I opened my business in 2013, pretty much like probably like 30 days in, I went to my girlfriend's, oh my God, what was it? It was her engagement party, right? Is that what it was? Or was it a baby shower? What did we go to? Was it a baby shower?
Bachelorette party.
Oh, bachelor party. Okay. It's a long time ago. So we went to my girlfriend's bachelorette party and I didn't know Jessie at the time. We had a bunch of mutual friends, but I was in the first like 60 days of doing T25. I think I was in my first 30 days. I was freaking married to, I always tell people, you launch a business, you go all in. I went all in. So I brought my workouts with me on DVD And every single morning at, I don't know what time, God, everybody was sleeping in because everybody was drunk and hungover. I would get up and put the DVD in and work out. And I think he did some workouts with me, but people were partying. I was not partying because I was very dedicated to my program, but everybody was partying. My girlfriend was even like pumping and dumping, like everybody's freaking partying. Anyway, that my friends got to see what it looked like for me being dedicated at the beginning of my business. And Jessie ended up joining me for, didn't you join me for T25? She joined me for T25 early back then. So she was one of the very first people that really supported my business. And here it is full circle. And she's had such an incredible physical and lifestyle transformation. And she's on the team and I couldn't be more excited for you. So I had to share that. That was fun. Okay. Who else has a win they want to share? And then we'll do some hot seat. We'll do some Q&A.
I'll share. So my friend has someone that rents the other room where she lives, and she told me about a month ago, she goes, oh yeah, the person who's renting for me does Beachbody. And my friend's not really into working out so much. And she's told me that. And last night she messaged me and she's like, can I buy collagen from you? And I was like, yeah, of course you can. Like, I'll send you some information. She's like, and what about the shakes? And she started asking me all these questions. So I'm like, I'm going to email you tomorrow. I'm going to email you a whole bunch of information. And then I was kind of like, well, if you're friends with Beachbody, because she said, I'm doing workouts with my friend that rents from me. And I'm thinking, well, if you're going to sign up with her, like you can't really get product from me. So I said, are you signing up with her? She goes, well, right now I'm doing job 1 with her. I'm going to do the full program with her. And if I like it, I'm going to sign up with you. From someone who doesn't like to work out, just reached out to me and wants to buy the products and possibly a program. So
I love that. It's a huge win. Congratulations. And you guys, a lot of people are familiar with Beachbody and they're not necessarily, you don't know what anybody else is doing in their challenge groups, right? Or how much attention they're giving their client, or even if they're invested in their coaching business. A lot of people come to me because obviously I'm good for it. They know I'm here to build a business and I'm here to help other people build a business. And there's a lot of coaches that aren't, they're just, one toe in and they're not really interested in that. So, if that's something you want to do, if you want to be seen as someone who helps other women build a business and be successful in this business, lean on the things that you're on Amy's top 10 team, right? Like you're on what is it? Like, I want to say Amy's like a 7-time top 10 team. And we're just announced as we will be announced as the lead again. We're an 8-time elite team, 8-time top 100 team. So you guys have a lot of things to lean on to really talk about. I saw those snaps, Barbara. I saw those snaps, girl. I love it. Okay, so congrats, Emmy. So all of that shared because I do want to take time to make sure we all are like feeling confident and have some chat time. I see CB, I see Courtney, corn dog. I see you in that camper doing something. Hey there. Is there do you want to do a plug or anything for the group you guys are running right now? Is there anything you want to share today?
No, I just want to hear the questions and answer questions.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. So yeah, that's it then. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little hot seat. We're going to go over, answer any questions you guys have. I don't care, what they're about. If you're a brand new coach, that's what this call is for, is to ask those questions. You'll hear from me, Courtney, who's another elite coach, plus all these diamonds and women on the line who have been on the team and have worked through a lot of this already. And then of course, those of you that are more advanced leaders, let's dialogue and answer your questions as well. So I'm going to read the chat box, but while I do, feel free to drop any questions in the box or unmute your mic and ask a question.
Do we know what time the lives are?
12 p.m. PST, Monday through Friday.
Okay. Just trying to plan my schedule because I usually work out in the mornings, but I don't want FOMO of missing. So I'll probably just have to suck it up and just do it at night when I get home from work so I stay on track with y'all.
You can do it whenever. It releases the night before. So if you wake up early, the workout will already be on Beachbody Interactive.
Okay, so I could still do it in the morning. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Sweet, thank you.
Thanks for answering that, Courtney, because I didn't realize that. I looked at the FAQ and it just said 12 p.m. PST. That's what I've been telling everybody. So Brianna asked, what up, Brianna? What up, girl? What up, Brianna? What up, girl? She says, once we buy Canva Pro, what's the best way to access all the awesome resources you have created for us? I took notes, but can't find that detail. So you can always just either hit me up or Courtney up or whomever up about which specific resources you want. In the Team Soul Warriors page, pinned to the top of featured, there's quite a few featured posts, but if you flip through them, you'll see some towards probably about like 6 posts in or something that would be like the one that you have to make your coach, the coach one. And then I had one for XBSS, but I probably took it down, but I think I have one up there for Healthy Obsession that you guys can use as well. So those are up there for you. I have plenty of other Canva resources. I know like in my personally sponsored page, I have one that I took from Courtney that I send out to all my new clients that come in. It's kind of like a little welcome packet. So Courtney probably has that as well. So if you're thinking of creating something, always just go by your upline coach and just ask them like, hey, do you have a resource for this already? We're more than happy to pull up templates for you to use. And if not, then maybe you're the one creating the template that can be shared with the team. What else you guys got?
I have another question, but it's
Can
specific.
I? Oh, go ahead, Brianna.
It's specific for the Healthy Obsession groups. I don't know if that matters, but I know that there was talk about there was going to be like guidance for the daily posts. Is that just once it officially launches? I know in the little meeting we did on Sunday, they were saying, do some like countdowns in your story, like 6 days to go, 5 days to go, start talking about your nutrition plan and all that. So do the like daily guided verbiage type things start happening on launch day?
There is a loose, like for people who don't like to take direction, which there are some of you in this group that like just did your own thing and you're like, I'm gonna announce it my way, which is totally fine. So there's some loose guidance for those people. And then I will have a 21-day posting guide that I am dropped like on Instagram. You're in a chat on Instagram, I think. I started a test group chat on Instagram and I'll be dropping 21-day, like Amy and Nicole said they didn't want to do specific posts. Like they were like, we want our coaches to have some freedom. And I said, okay, I'm going to give my coaches 21 days worth of posts. So I made 21 days worth of posts and I'll be dropping them in our little private chat there on Instagram for you guys. So there's that. If anybody else is like, I want a exact post every single day, you're not like, you don't want freedom, then that's fine. But sorry, my coaches aren't getting freedom. You're being chained in to whatever I tell you to do, even though some of you have already broken the chains free and you're doing whatever the hell you want. That's number one. Number two, all those Canva resources are great and Canva Pro is great and all of that is great. None of it matters until you've done your freaking work. Like don't build the packet if you don't have anybody to give the packet to. And that is a huge thing that I see so many coaches do. They're like, oh, well, I need this in order to be successful. And I'm like, no. I had no packet for like 4 years, right? I literally like signed people up. I'm like, what fucking group am I putting them in? Okay, here you go. Let's do this. I'm not saying that's like necessarily the best way in the world to do things. It is great, but we already have a welcome packet. Like, sure, if you want to do Canva Pro and pop your photo in it and it takes you 2 seconds, no big deal. But don't do that until you have somebody to send the packet to. Because I'm going to tell you I'm going to be really freaking honest with everybody right now. We are fighting to be a 3-time elite team. We are freaking fighting tooth and nail right now. And I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. Last month, I had one person hit Success Club in my entire freaking downline of over 100 people. One. And I'm like, and I get it, a lot of people went through stuff last month. There was a lot going on and I understand. I also had a lot going on. I bought a camper, sold a camper, moved out of a house, moved into a new house, closed down a business, moved into a different camper, held a retreat, spent tons of money holding a retreat. Like I had a big month too. But it's like really, it's freaking, it's hard because I'm getting, and I'm getting a lot of not right nows too. I'm getting them too. And I'm getting a lot of, I don't have the monies, and I'm getting a lot of those people, but I get those all the time. It's been 6 years. Like nothing's changed. I've gotten those for 6 years. And so I don't know, like it's hard because I'm like, dude, we had XP Sweat and Sculpt last month. We have Healthy Obsession coming this month. We have freaking Caramel Brownie Shakeology coming. Like we have so many exciting things happening, and it is your excitement. And last month you only needed 2 people to hit Success Club 2 because you got 3 points. That's no longer. It's back to you need 3 people. Like it's 2 points for things again. So it's
I just got a note, just so you know, Courtney, I just got a note from Sid that said that we get the extra point last month for
baby
that.
Jesus.
Sweet baby Jesus, right.
Sweet baby, here he is, sweet baby Jesus. But it's like, and people are always like, what's the secret? What's the secret? The secret is I'm freaking excited all the time. Like Meredith, you were excited about XP Sweat and Sculpt, and you had a great month last month, Success Club wise, right? You need cheese? You need juice? What do you need? You had a great month last month. I'm excited about Healthy Obsession. And I'm getting a ton of people saying not right now. You want warm juice? He's very into warm juice right now. If it is cold, you will throw it away, right? Warm juice only. But I'm just getting excited, and I'm still showing up, and I'm just talking to a ton of freaking people. So that's just like one thing I wanted just to kind of like get out there into the universe, that you guys, like, we have the coolest opportunity in the world right now. We are doing this test group. I hope you guys are so freaking fired up and talking nonstop about the test group. I mean, yeah, like talking on your stories, that's great. But like, have you been to your work yet and been like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm in a test group. Like, have you gone into your work yet and said that? Have you talked to your friends about it? I'm like, dude, I'm in a freaking test group. This is so exciting. I've been waiting for this for years. Miss Birdie, come here. Like, have you, I don't know, like those are certain things too, that this week that I'd really be leaning into, is just being like, talking to people and telling them you're excited about this test group. Because that's like, dude, I'm telling you as well, Healthy Obsession will freaking change your lives. So get excited about it. And the more excited about it and the more you can talk, like the more pumped up you can be, the better. And let's freaking make this month the best month of our lives. And next month too. Sorry, I have to get Bodhi's cars out, and I'll continue to answer questions. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like be like mean or anything like that, but I'm just like, let's go, guys.
Courtney, you're so mean. Brianna, where'd you go? I know you have more questions.
I do. If no one, I can wait until someone else
No,
wants to go
hit
first,
us,
though.
girl.
Okay, so on Courtney's note, and I know I actually sent her a message about the announcement reel for the Healthy Obsession group. I was like, look, everyone's like, be authentic, don't just copy what other people are doing. And I was like, dancing around in the sports bra is not really my thing. Like, what can I do to change it up just a little? And I kept it pretty close to like the original. The same thing with like just being so like loud and like jazzed up and like cheerleader, like that's not really my personality. I'm like much more like analytical, and I want to give people information, and I know that that's not as attention grabbing. So what, as like someone who's been around the block many times, like what would you recommend just to do the attention grabbing without like trying to come off as like, people who know me are going to be like, what the hell? Like, that is not, what are you doing?
I totally hear you, because that like as you get to know me more, you'll see that like I have plenty of energy, but it doesn't I don't put it out like that. Like I'm not dancing on Instagram. The only dance reel I ever did was like literally mocking. Like it's like, I don't dance on Instagram. So, but you know, whatever, right? Like, so I get it. And that, Brianna, is really where like, we can all get in our head with comparison mindset. Like, why do you have to have a dancing reel just because someone else dances? You don't have to. That's not, and if that's not, like, it doesn't mean that your person won't have that kind of personality. There's plenty of people on my team that dance and are entertainers, but that's not me, and we connect in other ways. So when we say energy, it's not necessarily like displayed a specific way. It's like the energy that literally lives within you. Because when you connect with someone, you can tell if they're very passionate and excited about what they're talking about and what they're going to be doing, or if they're just kind of like, yeah, I'm really excited about it. Do you know what I mean? So it's really about finding the energy within you and then deciding on your own how you want to display that, connect with people, talk about it. And just remember, reels, I think there's this big misconception with reels that people feel like, reels are definitely what are getting pushed out more by Instagram, but Instagram still, there's an algorithm. It's not going to push out every reel. A reel is literally just so you have the potential to get more eyeballs on you. And what someone's going to do if your reel gets pushed out, and if people see it, they're going to go to your page. If they like what they see, they're going to go to your page. And if it's congruent with the other things you have there and they add value, they'll stick around. But if you just have, like, let's say, for example, for you, if you just have a dancey reel and there's nothing else on your page that is of that like essence, like if that's not your personality, once they go to your page, they're going to be out as soon as they were in, because they're like, well, who's she? Like, she's not who I thought she was on that first look. So remember that about reels. Reels aren't necessarily going to convert to more sales. Even if a reel were to go viral, I know plenty of women on the team that have very viral reels. Their numbers are no higher than anybody else's. So it's not that the reel will get people to look at you, but that doesn't mean it's going to convert. It's the work you do behind the scenes that converts. It's the connecting. It's the
Can I give
inviting.
you a very good example of this? Katie Moore was talking about her first reel that went viral was a reel of her twerking. Katie Moore twerking. If you guys know who Katie Moore is, the girl does not twerk. Like, she can, but that is not her brand at all. And so she said she got like 3,000 new followers from one reel. It had like 1 million views, and she was like, oh my God. And then she kept posting her regular content of her like, I lost 75 pounds from eating this delicious food. Like, like the content that she does every day. And she immediately lost like 1,800 followers because they were like, we came for the twerking girl. This girl is like talking about nutrition. This is not the twerking girl. So, and she's gained, those reels have gotten well for her because she's continued on her very specific brand. So you, Brianna, specifically, like, yeah, no, you're an Enneagram, what, 5 or 6? What'd you tell me?
What was the question?
What Enneagram are you? You told me you're like a 5 or 6, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
You're analytical. You're not going to want to dance. Like, when you messaged me, I was like, don't do that. Like, do something different. Nicole Manning did a great one where she literally like did the one where she like grabbed the little words back there and then walked up to the screen and put the words there on the screen. It was like, a little fake out one. And I think she was in a tank top or something like that and just workout pants being like, guess what? I'm in a test group. And that was it. And it freaking crushed it. It got like 15,000 views or something like that. And it was true to her. Like, you would see it and you'd go to her page and like, oh, that's the rest of what she did. So like, I could see you like for moving forward when we give you the ideas, like, just like in our little test group thing today, I did the voiceover today for my reel. Hold on one second, baby. Saying like, so-and-so bought pink shoes. So I bought pink shoes and I put it in our little group. Here's an example of a trending audio that you can make for your specific niche. Like, we talked about this the other day with you, like, you really want to talk about trail running and dogs and things like that. And it's like, you could be like, I saw so-and-so had these shoes, so I got these shoes, and be like, these are the trail running shoes I use. Or, I saw my coach making money online, so I wanted to make money online, or whatever. So take the ideas, but make them your own. Like it doesn't have to be you being like Amy Mashburn dancing and, being like, woo, if that's not who you are. And that's totally okay. And that's what makes this business so amazing, is that we're like all so different, but all very successful.
Holly, I saw your comment in the box. What did you want to share? Do you want me to unmute you? Hold on. Let me see. Where's the unmute button? I don't know if I can.
Okay, I like messed up my screen somehow. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You guys, I'm like literally an idiot on Zoom. Okay. I have like a lot of thoughts, and I'm not an expert, and Meredith and Courtney know like way more about this. But I mean, I feel like I'm like 13 months in. So I feel like somehow in the past like month, I'm like, things are like clicking, where it's been just like an uphill chug. And so I feel like a couple things are clicking. And one is like, I think the more authentic you can be, the more people are going to be drawn to you. Right. So I think I struggled a lot with like, oh, I don't really want to do the before and after pictures. Oh, I don't really want to do this. But I was like forcing myself to do it. Well, maybe I don't want to do a before and after picture, but I'm perfectly like comfortable like filming myself. So you don't need, in my mind, this is what I think, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not an elite coach, but like, I don't need to put it up there if I'm videoing myself every freaking day in a sports bra. Like, it's fine. And at some point I do like flashback things, you know what I mean? And you don't like, anyways, there's ways to do things that fit, I think, all of our different personalities. Like Meredith's is totally different than Amy's, and it's totally different than Courtney's, you know, and Katie Moore's. And I think the more we can be authentic and be ourselves, every time I'm more authentic and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm such a hot freaking mess, I get so much more feedback. I get so much more feedback from people, and not on social, but also like at work, and like all the healthcare people, which my crew, my community is largely healthcare folks. And when I talk about nursing, which I feel like is like a big like wah, like poor me, there's always like why I don't share. I get so much more feedback because my community feels the same way. So anyways, that just, I think like learning how to be authentic and still talk about, oh my God, I have a pan burning. Okay. And still talk about how Beachbody or body can like really help with that. That's what I've been thinking. Like, what do I stand for? What do I believe in? Okay. I believe in it's simple and it's possible to be healthy. And I believe that if you lead with health, everything else is going to happen. Weight loss, how you feel, gut health, everything, right? So I believe in that. So how does body make that work? How does that happen? Okay, that's what I'm tapping into right now. Because I believe all those things, right? So anyways, that's just what I think about that. And then I don't know also about the like ebbs and flows of gains, but like I know we are still living like in a post-pandemic world, and the economy and like all that rigmarole. So I don't know. I know Mayor's talking about the greatness of 2020, and I'm so sad I missed out on that. Wish I would have been here. I'm like, my heart breaks that I could have been there for that. But like, maybe this is just a little ebb. Like, okay, we just hang on. Like SC7's not like what I'm dreaming of, but I'm like just scrapping and I'm just going, and it's going to pop back up again. Like Courtney said, your energy, get excited, keep doing your thing, show how this is changing your life. And like, we're going to hit a peak again. It's just, I don't know. We can't control like everything, control the controllable. So whatever, that's my 2 cents. And that's what I'm telling myself, because I have these same head games, like exactly same head games. Like, what am I doing at SC7 after 13 months? Like, why can't I be at 10 or 20? Like, what is my freaking problem? But anyways, that's what I'm telling myself, because like Mayor's post about like tits up, like does no good to get in our head and be negative, right? Anyways, whatever. Sorry, that's all my 2 cents about that. And I've learned that from like Meredith and Courtney here the past year or so. Okay, thanks for listening.
These calls are so great. Thanks for sharing, Holly. Jess, I know you wanted to share as well.
Yeah, one of the things, Brandon, that has helped me is to always remember who I was when I first enrolled. Like Meredith always brings me, well, a lot of women on this team, but Meredith always reminds us, like, how do you want to be invited? Who do you want to follow? What is, and for me, that's, I always keep that as like my guiding light is, where was I when I started and who was I attracted to? Meredith and I are completely different in how we do things, but I was attracted to her because of the short, accessible workouts that she was doing from home, right? And she communicated that in a different way than I communicate it, but I know how I want to hear it. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like that's always, and go with what feel like the feeling, right? Like I don't know who your coach is, but Meredith or Courtney, I'm assuming one of the two, Courtney. So like, I always think, how do I want to make somebody feel? Like, what is the feeling I'm going for here? Right. And then I channel into that, because the way that people feel is how they will then respond to you. So that's like my best advice, if that's helpful.
So many great tips. Thanks you guys for sharing. I love when you guys participate and share. All of you, it's so helpful to hear. And I know it's helpful for everyone on the call to hear different perspectives and things that you've learned so far in your business. Awesome questions, awesome answers. And one of the things, okay, so a few things I kind of want to circle back around. 2020 was fantastic, not for the country, pandemic, but it was like, we did really good in our business because everybody, right, needed to come and get their fitness online because everything was closed. So, you know, one of the things that happens I'll say like this time of year, right? Like if you're going to have seasons that go like this in your business, that you'll notice some of them are going to be just kind of like the direction of business, and like fitness business, things kind of simmer a little bit in November, December, you know, because people are like checking out a little bit, and then they can pick back up at the beginning of the year. Or you might find for you have dips at different times of the year, like maybe you go on vacations and you're super busy. And so you relate to your market that's doing the same thing at different times of the year. So you'll learn these different kind of ebbs and flows in your business. And then there are bigger seasons of ebbs and flows. Like in the pandemic, like earlier, Courtney was saying, you know, she's getting objections just like always. And people are like, I don't have the money. I don't have this, right? We all get those objections all the time. During the pandemic, when literally nobody had money to spend because everybody lost their job, we had the highest sales. So it had nothing to do with money. Do you see what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with money. It had to do with, is this actually providing a solution to our customers' need, to our prospects' need? So keep that in mind, because all the way through November and December, you're definitely going to get a lot of objections of people who are traveling, people who are just like not all in this time of year, people who, you know, like they want to do all the things like the holiday things, they don't have the time, whatever, right? And money objections because they're spending money on presents and other things. But time and money, those objections will always be here. So figure out why what you are hosting, what you are running, why that is the solution to your customers' need, to your prospects' need. Why is it the solution to like what Jess was saying? The Jess that wanted to enroll, what is she offering now that solves her problem? Because time or money won't be a factor when you're truly offering the right solution to the right prospect, and know that. And there will be, I always say it's like divine timing too, right? Like there will be seasons where people push back because it's just, they're not ready. They're not ready to make a commitment. They're not hungry enough for change. They haven't hit their rock bottom, right? And maybe if you start by adding value and circling back with them now, right? Simple circle backs. Like if somebody says no or not right now or whatever it is, you can even follow that up with, I totally get it. Life is freaking busy and I know it's holiday season. I'm going to be hosting another challenge next month. Would you like me to, follow up with you then and just check in and see where you're at? And they may say yes, they may say no, or you may not get a response. But likely they're going to thank you if it's something they're very interested in. I've had so many people say, thank you, I would love a follow-up. Thank you, yes, please check in on me next month because I'm going to be thanking through the holidays, right? Or, if they're like, I'm going to be out at least for the next couple months, like, hey, no problem. I'm going to have a great New Year's challenge coming up at the top of the year. I'll make sure to add you to my list for that. Would you like me to follow up with you then? Right? And someone is probably going to say, yes, that'd be great. Follow up with me then. They're busy. They want the follow up. And then when you follow up, it's really easy to say, hey, you've been on my heart and mind. I hope you had whatever the season was. If they said, I'm going to be out, I'm going to have a holiday, I've got a surgery, like, hey, you've been on my heart and mind. How is your surgery? How are you feeling? If they said, hey, I just actually invested in another fitness program, I'm going to do that. It's like, awesome. I'm excited to see how that works out for you. I'll check in on you next month and you'll have to tell me all about it. Be excited for them. mark it on your calendar, know what you're going to talk to them about. When you follow up, say, hey, I wanted to check in and find out how you're doing on your program. Tell me all about it. Have you loved it? Because likely, if they don't have a coach, they don't have nutrition, if they're not doing body, right? They're probably not getting the outcome that they want. And that's an opportunity for you to say, oh, I'm so sorry that didn't really work out for you. Or, oh, it sounds like there were some really good aspects of that, but maybe this was missing. I hope you joined in on my next challenge. I would love to have you come in. I've got 10 spots open. Would you like the one? Right? So there's always easy ways to follow up, or to say, you know, hey, I know last month wasn't a good time for you, but I wanted to offer you first refusal. I have 5 spots open. It'd be so much fun to do this together. Let me know if it's a better time for you. Right? Just always with like the best of intention and love and like friendship, easy. It creates like that excitement, that energy that we were talking about, where it's like, you don't have to dance. You just have to be so excited to have that person join you and have a genuine, authentic connection and say, you know, you've been on my heart and mind. How are you? Here's what I have going on. I've got a spot open for you. Would you like to take it? And just keep building your follow-up list, because most of the people who join your team, most of the people who join your challenge are going to be follow-ups. And they might be follow-ups that you've been doing for 6 months. It's just how it goes. Or you've planted the seed a long time ago and everything that you've been sharing has been like a little hit. And anytime they see that one that gets in, there's going to be one day where they're watching your stories, or they're watching your reels, or they're watching your Instagram. And it's the day that they're just down and out. And you say that one thing, that divine timing, right? Where the universe goes, I'm giving you this, and this is your time to connect. So, you know, you just have to kind of wait for those, but don't sit and wait. Like, don't just rest on your laurels. Like, be out there actively inviting, connecting, building your follow-up list through those invitations, and your business will continue to build. Okay, other questions that you guys have before we wrap up today, or anything you want to share, any thoughts you want to share?
I had a little question for the Healthy Obsession. I'm going to be inviting to the next round, this entire like phase specifically. But like, do we have like an idea of a start? Is it just basically beginning of December is the start date for our next round of this for like our challengers?
I think I was doing November 28th, but I'll double check that.
Okay, cool. I just wanted
I
to put a
think that's
date.
like the Monday. I think November 28th is the next date that like we're starting one. I think
Okay.
we'll be like in recovery week that week. You know what I mean?
It'll be
So
a
that
good
gives people like they're prepping, or they can start their day one and we'll be in recovery week. So we'll be able to kind of lead them through it and have results to share. And that gets them done their 21 days before Christmas. So that's like that little space between Thanksgiving and Christmas that they can get the 21 days done, the 15 workouts done, and then they'll have like recovery week between Christmas and New Year's, and then they can start again on that January 2nd with Sure Thing or another round of Healthy Obsession or whatever they want.
Awesome. Thank you.
Does that make sense? And that gives us something to invite to all of November and talk about, like, oh my God, I'm doing these workouts. Like, my results are amazing. These are this person's results and this person's results from the test group. And then, like, we're starting again on November 28th. You'll be done by Christmas. Do you want to do this?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yes. And I wanted to like loop back to that other question just really quickly, is that like, even on the kickoff test group call, Amy was like, Courtney did that like vlog on her day one of the program of Healthy Obsession. She goes, I wouldn't have done that. That's never a post that I would do, but I watched Courtney's because I was interested in it, and that's her style of doing it. So there's always, different styles and different ways, and it's just finding your style and what feels good to you. Like, have you seen coaches where all they do is like the voiceover reels? They're like, do like the like, they're like talking or doing a dance or something like that. Like, I would say 95% of my reels are like little clips of my everyday, like with an audio and like some words over it. Like, very rarely am I talking on a reel. Very rarely am I like lip syncing. I think today was the first syncing reel I've done in months, but there's so many different ways to do it. That's the beauty.
Yeah, my reels tend to be like food. Like little clips of food that I set to music. Like, you know, you're just gonna find like that underlying message, like Holly was saying, like the message that she wants to send out about health. Like, what is that one underlying message that you're insanely passionate about that ties you to this business? And why do you want to, like, we're all here to advocate health. Why are you so insanely passionate about advocating health? That is your message on freaking repeat. And you're saying it just like tweaked bunch of different ways, right? Like spiraling into lots of different ways.
I have been here for 6 years. The reason I joined Meredith was because she did the exact same thing she's doing right now. 6 years, 7 years later, she was sharing like holistic health and nutrition and like this aesthetic that I was like, I am the complete opposite of this aesthetic, but I am not happy with where I am in my life right now. And so I will take this complete opposite because this is what I think I want to be. Like, it was just, like Meredith shares like her house and her style and like the least fashionable person you'll ever meet in your entire life. And I'm like a giant person and I'm really rough around the edges and I'm not eloquent with my words. And Meredith is like the most eloquent, like rounded person in the world. So like, I just wanted some of that.
That's been to Magic Mike 4 times.
That's been to Magic Mike for now. I know the real Meredith behind the scenes, but like, I don't know what it is people want from me, but like people like me for some reason. I don't know if it's just that I'm like rough. Maybe it's because I'm myself and I'm rough around the edges and people are like, oh, this B is rough around the edges. And if she can be successful, then I can probably be successful too. Or if she can do it, then I can do it. Your energy. Thank you, Jessica and Marissa. But you know, so just think about your coach. What drew you to them? I'm not saying go and be that. I'm saying be you, because you're going to be drawing people to you. And if you can stay consistent with that message and with who you are, number one, that's the easiest thing to do, right? Because you're not trying to pretend to be anybody else. You're just being you. And then number two, it's like, it's gonna be easy to do and people are gonna be attracted to you. And when they get on your team and in these calls and they see you, they're like, oh, yep, no, that's pretty congruent to what I found online, kind of thing. So hopefully that, yeah, and there's some people in here adopted. Sorry, Kayla, you didn't know what you're getting into. Sorry, Emmy, you didn't know what you're getting into. I adopted you guys. Here you are. I apologize in advance.
I'm going to like unmute myself and just say this, because I think this is the coolest thing about when you go to like in-person live events, when you follow a coach that you really, really like online, and then you meet them in person and they're the exact same as what you think in your mind that they are, it is the coolest thing ever. So for me also, like that's a guidance too. Like because when I am a top coach, I want people to say she's exactly who I thought she would be. You know what I mean? And it's like, I've been working on that from day one, because I did feel in the beginning that I had to show up as this person. And I'm, you know, coaching wise, a little over 2 years in, trying to like be the true you, because it is the coolest when you meet a coach that you admire and that's who they are. So cool.
Quote unquote, when I am a top coach elite, Jessica Amorosa. Happening. I love that. You guys listen to your words, be careful with your words, right? They direct so much of you and your actions, but it's so true. And honestly, and I'll say this too, like I signed up with Amy because I followed her on social media. And if you follow Amy, like most of you probably do, you can know she can be very polarizing. Right? Like you either like what she's saying or you don't, but she don't give a F. Like she says it like it is for her. And I actually was really drawn to that, as many people are, because what ends up happening is I will then align with her ideology, right? Think about your ideology, meaning like, what do you believe in? What do you stand for? What do you care about? What is your message? What is important to you? Because your people, those of you that were at Summit like Austin Summit with us. You'll remember this. Like, what was his name? Marcus Collins or something, that taught us all about this, like Beyonce and her beehive, right? Like you love Beyonce and you're in her beehive because you're obsessed with like the ideology and the things that she's about. Same thing happens with like religion or religious figures, right? You're obsessed with the ideology and what they're about. You understand, or politicians. You need to own your lane. You don't need to show up like anybody else. I mean, yes, there are certain things you need to do, like connect, invite, follow up, the vital behavior of coaching, we prove the products work, to move the lever on your business. But at the end of the day, what sets you apart from everybody else is you. It's you being authentically you and sharing the message that you care about, that you want to convey, that is your underlying message that you want to get out, and you show up in the way that you want to show up. Courtney shows up with her trucker hat turned backwards, you know, whatever it is. I will tell you, there are people that probably like, oh, she probably didn't wear her hat backwards because she's not going to be a top coach that way. But look at her. It didn't matter. She built an insanely successful business because she attracted the people that are like her, that want to live like her, right? And that's what you want. Don't you want people on your team that like do life like you? Don't you want people that are like your lifers, that you are together forever with? Like all the women on my team that are doing this thing big with me, I advocate health. I am so insanely passionate about like veggies, colorful, vibrant food, and what that does for your insides and how that makes your outsides in your life. Like, I'm all about that. All the women that connect with me and do big things on this team, they believe in that message. And their message may be different, but they believe in that message. So we will be like lifers till the day is done because our ideology is the same. Do you get that? So just like don't get in your head about social media or feeling like you need to look a certain way or act a certain way. You need to be acting you. And like I said last week, like own your lane. Like don't just stay in your lane, own your lane. Okay, so we're just on the hour. Any last thoughts, words, or anything, or do you guys want to wrap for today? I really enjoyed this like roundtable conversation.
Can I say something quickly?
Yes, of course.
Just know what Jessica was saying, like, you know, make sure when you're showing up as authentically you, which I have learned a lot about this year. But to comment on what Brianna was asking about, you know, with reels and, you know, how do you know which way to go? So I always looked at what was trending and did it exactly like them. I would look at what Courtney was doing or Meredith was doing, and I'd always try and replicate that, but it never felt true to me. So I've kind of found my own thing. Like I'm really big into the outdoors. So I constantly make sure that I'm taking videos wherever I am, whether it's of me and my friends, pictures, and I'll take a quote. I love inspirational quotes, and I'll put it over top of scenery. And like I had on one of them, I had like 42,000 views on a 10-second video of me showing trees with a quote. But that is true to who I am. And I stopped doing the voiceovers. Like I might do some of them, and I'll save a lot of the sounds and then I'll go back and listen to them. And if I feel that they don't sit with me, I just delete them and move on to the next, because as much as it's trending, I don't need to be a trend, because something that's trending isn't necessarily authentic to me. And it might take you a while to get into that groove, but just make sure that it feels right to you. So that's your energy, right? Your energy is your passion. So that's your energy right there.
I like that mic drop. I don't need to be a trend. Good on you, Emmy. All right, team, we are on the hour. Thank you all so much for participating, showing up, holding space. 60 days left this year. And the way I want to say it is the next 60 days, what you do or do not do will predict the beginning, just the beginning of your 2023. But it's going to lay that foundation that you're going to be able to build off of. So I'm really excited for the rest of this year. I'm excited for having our healthiest, happiest holidays together. I'm excited for partnering up with you guys. I'm excited to see all of your results and all the individuals that you're able to help with our Healthy Obsession Test Group. Silly. But have a great day, you guys. And if you have any questions or need anything, you know exactly where to find me, Courtney, and the other leaders on the team. We're here for you. I'll see you on next week's team call. Bye.